Bang bang badang ding dang diggy diggy ding bang badang ding ding oh bang badang ding dang diggy diggy ding bang badang ding ding yes black to black 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 look there's no need to worry and no need to fret if you think we was finished, we ain't done yet. This is the platform where you can get informative topic with real intellect. Play talk good manners, raise the antennas. Andre and Karen, that's host the vibe. Facebook, Spotify and Instagram. You could also catch me on the YouTube live with positive content back to back. I'm inviting all people to black to black. Yes, Nubian power is black to black. And everybody invited. So share it and like it. But we all are united and black to black. Yes, Nubian power is black to black. And everybody invited. So share it and like it. Cause we all are united and black to black. Yes. This is your mortal immortal, inviting each and everyone to log on to all streaming platforms to Black with your host Andre and Karen. So subscribe, share, like and comment and come along. Let me enjoy the vibes. Diggy diggy, diggy diggy diggy, black to black, daga daga, black to black, black to black.
Greetings and salutations, Black to Black. We are live.
Welcome Black and all.
Welcome Black. You know we here with the team them. You understand the Poison Squad.
I'm weak.
That ain't sounding good, but it's good. Just for I tell you, it's good.
So, I told a little feelings, sir.
Why?
Yeah, because we didn't see them in a while.
I don't know, I get referred to as them.
Well, you're part of them.
I think the progressives would be like, she's gender neutral. What's happening?
Well, I in Trinidad and Tobago, right?
Yeah, them.
That bullshit they wish me. So I use you.
Yeah.
But I find, you know, like Jarrell, I don't know if it's me or if it's for I don't hear Jarrell, I ain't seeing Jarrell.
Yeah. We were working enough, so
and then,
you ain't gonna see me.
And then I really see mine see him. No, you come here tonight.
Yeah.
And Jarrell in here.
But,
So I totally. So Miss Forbes, if you're listening, but watch the camera there. Miss Forbes, if you're listening, I'm totally influenced, right? So welcome to Black. Tyker again.
yes.
Remind me of what
This is Katya.
Katya, sorry. Welcome to
Yes.
Black.
Greetings.
My brother, what is he saying?
I know. Yeah, we can bounce on it.
Yeah. Why not, boy? Loving the house all the time, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Right. So
You come to tell me about poison.
Yeah, poison.
I purposely didn't engage on it because I want to be fresh.
Okay.
I didn't even ask no questions, right? All I have in my head is where the video should they do where she upstairs cussing the man. Right?
Wow.
Right? So with that in my mind, I'm looking forward to hearing what it is about and actually seeing what it is all going on. So
Right. Well, first, right off the bat, I want to say Katya is a member of Belmont Freetown, which is part of the cultural group that I am a part of.
right.
Out of Leon Hill, Belmont. And so she's part of the board and, managing the group.
Lala them. Okay.
Oh, you see, people know people. And so Katya is representing BFT tonight with me because the reason I'm doing Poison is because Miss Christine, one of our founders, our co-founder of Belmont Freetown, I say she's a parade woman, so she's get wherever she wants. And last year she said, "Tyker, we going on, we going to Canada, and you have to go with us." And I just went, yes, Miss Christine. Miss Christine. And that is part of a cultural exchange with Westcan Folk Performing Company out of Montreal in Canada. They came last year, and we go in this year.
Okay.
They came and they performed at our show Cultural Explosion at Queen's Hall last year. So now we are going to be part of their celebrations in Montreal. Going Canada on that trip.
We know this.
Working out how much money it takes.
And
it's by 2.
And it's by 2.
I don't know if all they would disassociate or they sell from the statement, you know, the people in authority don't really support culture.
Well, that is true to some extent. I mean, Kathy, I can tell you how many letters we've written and what sponsorship, and because it does take money to run the group on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
We have tutors to pay and space to pay for and costumes. Plenty cloth.
Yeah.
When you start to the maths, and Miss Christine is a real costume lady. One thing you know about Belmont Freetown is costumes always on point.
Yeah.
Everybody looking nice. Love a frill. Can I get a test that Miss Christine loves a frill?
And a braid. And a this
She's
and
well
that.
into detailing and things.
Meticulous.
Yeah.
Yes,
So by the time you add up, all the way add up.
Yeah.
A costume costs about $3,000. And you have to pay it out of pocket. And then Belmont Freetown most times will like,
Well, that's this.
well, that's just for the payment.
Right.
So, you know, it's not cheap.
Again,
You know, and whatever help, I think, you know, based on like what letters and stuff we would send, we get assistance through the year, but I don't think it makes a substantial sense.
It's a drop in the bucket, literally.
Yeah.
Literally a
Yeah.
drop in the bucket.
So now that we've decided to move a contingent from Trinidad and go to North America, where it's multiplied by 5.
Multiplied by what?
By 5, our dollars.
All the different.
Dollar,
Yeah.
multiplied by 5, and then there's a group of about 25.
It's 25 of us.
What's the youngest person age now?
Youngest, we're not carrying the babies. The youngest is probably 16.
That hell of an experience. That child still has a real experience.
Yeah, but we have this tour before. This is what the 3rd time we're going to Toronto.
Yes, the time we went to Toronto. Well, the group on its whole is, we started in 1998.
Right.
So we are now 27 years old this year.
Nice.
Started by
We're not trying to downplay that.
We're trying to drop off. Tatiana's dropping.
Yeah.
Bring it
Yeah,
water.
they cannot play down
Bring
there,
it
I
ice
mean,
and cooler and drink.
as parents, right?
yeah.
Who have children involved in things,
Yeah.
but we know how important
The
That's
support
that
is-
parent behind the scene is.
Come on.
I go to watch my daughter drum last week Friday and end up lifting weights, you know. Because if you see drum and they come out,
And them jumping on the lights.
you understand?
Yeah.
I trying to figure out how them drum get in the vaccine. Because your children, no vaccine, so them
Yeah.
that parenting thing
Yeah.
real
So
important when it
bigger
comes to
ones.
doing things like that. No?
Very much so.
So we have the drum corps. We do African drumming, so there's the drummers that's going, and the youngest drummer is probably like, oh, he's Tafari. Tafari's probably about 10. Probably.
He's at SCA this year, so he's maybe 11.
Yeah, somewhere around
Yeah.
there. So
Okay.
we have them and AJ, which is a little younger as well.
Yeah.
And then we have the bigger ones.
Okay.
And then you have the dancers.
Mhm.
That goes probably from 13 to the older ones. And we still have some of the founding members still dancing. We have like the 3 people that started the group still dancing with us to today
Nice.
with their children. So it's basically a family.
Right.
It is a family that
So I want to say,
thing there.
I want to cut here, but Miguel jump in. For every time you hear Belmont,
Yes.
Yeah, Belmont child. Right?
Right?
So you see, when I saw Robert in the group, say
Yes.
good night, well, we only got to here,
Madam
Yes, I
Director is
can
in the house.
right? And Roxanne Robert inside, right? What is the response in the community?
The response in the community is
Two-part question. To the group and also to the event.
yeah. The response in the community is a bit slow. We have reached out because we are a non-governmental organization. We are non-profit. So everything basically comes out of pocket. If we do get funding from the ministries and so on that we have written to and so on for funding, if it does come, it comes after the fact. As I said, if it does come. So we reached out to some of the businesses within the community and so on, and hoping to get some favorable responses from that. Belmont Freetown, though, the full name is Belmont Freetown Cultural Arts and Folk Performing Company.
Right.
Not to be confused with Freetown Collective, which is
Yes.
different. So we are a cultural group: dance, drums, drama, art and craft, and like that. So we have this show that we do every year, Cultural Explosion. Last year the funds were dedicated to this trip. This year to go to Canada. This year will be 5 years.
Running.
The 5th installment of Cultural Explosion. That will take place at Queen's Hall on the 27th of September this year.
When we come back.
So that is like a retroactive to help offset what we would have
Well, with
already
life,
put
Black
out.
to Black will be there. Because I think one of my partner's daughter dancing with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see, we are out in the community.
In terms of cultural explosion, I think a lot of Belmont people, even people who've left Belmont and living in other places, they come back just to see our show.
Yeah.
You know, which is always a shock, I guess, when you go out after the show, when you meeting and like, you know. I haven't lived in Belmont for 30 years, but I always come to this show. I always support Freetown, which is, amazing. In terms of my show, look at my tickets. Available. And so I thought it was important for me to have somebody from BFT join me tonight, because I don't want to just come and talk about my show and just be like, well, it's all about me, because it's not.
Right.
It really is important, Catherine. It's like, this is our 5th year doing Cultural Explosion. I've been up and down in BFT my whole life, really, because Mom would have taken me to events that they would have had through the years.
Right.
And so Miss Chrissy, she have a memory, she remember faces. So even as a teenager, she would have seen me and she would know, right, this young lady, that. And then she would have seen me in school, and so she was quite aware of who I am. And then I supported one of their queens from West Village some years ago, when I had just left secondary school.
Right.
And so she would have interacted with me there. Her daughter, Marcia, and I worked together for a summer.
Right.
On Charlotte Street. So you just went to, okay, this is this person, right? Okay, cool. And then and so 4 years ago she asked me to come and perform at Cultural Explosion. And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And I came and I did 2 pieces, and then the next day she's like, right, so you're coming back? I was like, sure, Miss, no problem. So
kind of hard to say no.
Yeah. She has that kind of energy.
Can't say no.
And
persuasive.
Yes. I'm not in
Rather than
a
and
very dedicated to preserving a lot of the craft.
Right.
And so I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And the community center was open. She asked me to perform on behalf of Belmont Freetown. So I was like, sure, no problem. Did that. And then 2 years ago, she was like, right, so you need to come and teach drama. And then we need to start back doing drama. So you need to come. I was like, sure, Miss Christine, no problem. And so I went.
Next thing you're dancing.
Next thing you know, I'm dancing. But I'll say this. I told Miss Christine, Miss Christine said to me, right, so this is what we're going and pay. I say, hold on. I don't want no money from Belmont Freetown. I don't want a cent. I want nothing. I say, teach me how to dance the ballet and I will teach your drama class. No problem. I can do that. Yeah. And I also know I don't feel comfortable just be like, yeah, Miss Christine, $5,000, you know, no. I will come and I will give my service, and this is how I will be a part of the group.
Yeah.
And so I've been teaching drama for 2 years with Miss Christine, and loving my little kids. And as soon as I walk in, auntie, that is the greatest joy.
Tyker,
Sometimes it's
I want to jump in and say this, why, Tyker?
Yeah.
Because it's bother that we don't hear about how much of that had happening in terms of people volunteering the time and the service to the communities now. We only hear what we want and we're not getting.
Yeah, what's not happening, yeah.
But we don't hear enough of the people that volunteer. There's a lot of time around. I was when I was a parent, that's the thing, I've been real honest, I break so. No, because I don't understand. I'm a single parent.
Yeah.
I don't understand. You in 2 things in school already and I don't take enough so much of time.
Yeah.
What we're not going on a weekend.
Yeah.
When I trying to run a business where Saturdays is there to do so much of things. There's a lot of things to work out, and you watching these people, as you say, they drop in on me in a year. I remember Karen talking about Joel father dropping home everybody.
Yeah, after confirmation and thing is for the plane.
There's a big thing, and we're not hearing enough of that now. So I feel that I get some kind of clap something where we're not all that thing. Because the real that again, we just come out of election period, silly season, and we hear everybody talk about where they want and where they're not getting. We hear nobody say, look what Belmont Freetown is do. I am suggesting that they get $50,000 every quarter or $50,000 every half. I just calling figures.
Yeah.
But I'm saying we're not hearing them kind of things now.
Yeah.
And you're refusing money.
No, I felt, as part of my responsibility.
Hey, Jamel, blessed night.
As a member of the community of living in Belmont, even though a man tell me I'm not from Belmont, I'm from Gonzales, but I digress. I'm a Belmont girl. I went to school in Belmont, both primary and secondary school. I know I know every street in Belmont. I know if something goes on here, I know I could slip in a little lane here, I know how to reach home in my place. I know where the shops are, which is very important. There's always know where the shops are, because I always need things to eat. And then I just felt like, right, this is my give back. And also because I've seen the work that Miss Christine and Uncle Earl and everybody involved in DFD does, actively does. Especially when it comes to empowering young people. To dance and to drum and to do theater are divine gifts. Everybody don't have the talent for it. Right. And so we must hone it, and we must mold it and shape it and make valuable members of society who will contribute when it's their time and they're able to. And so I was just like, right, let me do this thing. And then the what's called last year, Christine said, right, people asking for you, they want to know if you will be in cultural exposure. And I say, yeah, Miss Christine, no problem, I'll be there. And working from March until September last year, just grinding and learning lines and being in rehearsal and sweating. I sweat. I still have 2 left foot. But I was dancing in a parade in a costume on the stage. I sing in front of the choir. Watch me. We understand pipes. And then I performed an original piece in the show as well, which I will be performing in Montreal when we go. And so I just feel like it's part of my responsibility. That's part of my give back.
I want to bring something based on what she said just now. And it could be conspiracy theory to people that believe that the system does work for us and not against us. Right? Because like somebody else said here that Miss Christine keep a few children well occupied and engaged. I am of the very firm belief, until somebody can show me not one situation, a broad situation where they don't want us to be occupied and engaged away from negativity. Because you can't tell me, this is not the first person we have on the show talking about doing things within the community that helps the community, helps to keep children off the street. Matter of fact, even before you reach off the streets, help to keep them from even looking that direction.
That's not even an option.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
Because you're doing something productive and you're engaging in ancestral work like drumming and dancing. And I'm nice when I'm not touching that floor, I lie on the beach just because I want the rhythm from the drum to come through my body, my DNA, that just wake up and shake up. That's ancestral things.
No, so they had to keep telling me that shit.
Yeah.
That I tell people, I don't feel I have a rhythmic bone in my body to play.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I tell you I hear a piece of African music or a piece of drumming and they go love it,
Yeah.
bet your bottom not even love it.
Yeah.
That thing when you talk there, for years I couldn't explain how I just hear drums and feel like I floated.
It's a DNA thing.
How since we're able to store so much of music on my devices now, I have to have African music on my phone. So when I'm doing that, the fish in the maxi last week, and I plug in my headphones and turn on relaxing African drums.
Yeah.
Right? If this thing have this kind of effect, and it's not now, my grandfather was doing this in the 50s and the 60s. Writing plays for the Best Village while he grew up on them drumming and he painting up things. How we still hear people scrunting for...
Yeah, I think what has happened, and I know that, if there are any BFD folks in the comments who could attest to this in terms of we have politicized, or we have allowed people to politicize our culture because the Best Village has become that.
Wash.
Yeah. We have done Best Village outside of the craft market for years. Because there's been an unfair sort of, besides the judging and it's become political. It is what it is. And then outside of that, you're not getting called for nothing because they're going to be down your price. They're going to say, nah, that's too expensive. Let's go with so-and-so group. And you always see so-and-so group, no matter what. Because if I charge 500, they're going to charge 3. And they're going to get the job. Which is why I think there's been a focus out at BFD. Like, let we mind we business. Let's do our own thing. Let's have our show. Let's pour into our cup and into the community's cup as well. And I think that has been working for us.
Right.
And just focusing on ourselves and really being like, right, this is the mission. And honing in on that and be like, right, yeah, let me just do that.
Say the whole name of the group again.
Belmont, Freetown, Cultural Arts and Folk Performing Company.
So I'm sure people is confused all day with
Freetown Collective.
Freetown Collective.
Yes. They just say Freetown.
Yeah, and then
I said all of that, all I heard was
your
Freetown.
group music is so great. Like, hold 1 second. It's a different one. It's a different one. We are 27, they are 10. It's different. We here longer.
Right.
But knowing no more, I'm sure you willing to work with all in some way or form or fashion.
I mean, that's a Christine call.
Yeah.
That's a Christine call.
One of the problems or issue I see arising is we don't do enough things together. Something me and Karen just talk about a lot. We don't do enough collaborations together. And from my personal experience, I could call the exact year 2015 where I did a collaboration with 2 people and everybody live, everybody eat.
Yeah.
But you hear people in the background shushuing.
Yeah.
Like, you shushu and we live anyhow.
Yeah. I mean, and that takes a certain level of personal responsibility.
Yeah.
So I, in account of my own having been blessed, my responsibility now is to bless the spaces I'm in. So that means Stenic, that means Theatre Journey, Friends Company, and that's Belmont Freetown. That's the spaces I interact in. That is my people, that's my community, that's my very frequent collaborators. And not just to be like, well, yeah, Tyker just be here, there, and everywhere. It's very selective because there is trauma in collaboration in this piece.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I can try to get burned plenty out there. So we have to, you know.
I started by myself, but it's supposed to be two, three people.
Yeah, by
It's I
yourself.
alone here, and this and do that. Yeah.
So I think now it's for me it's collaborating from a healed place or from a healing place, and so that's why I'd be like, yeah, if Miss Christine wants something, boom. Like right now we're doing hampers in celebration of our year 27 for people and families in our community.
That's our way of giving.
And that's all we are giving back. Miss Christine don't do anything without giving back. She does not do anything without saying, here, look at percentage of, and that percentage is by way of doing something for the community, including doing free shows. We've done free shows for this space, for you know, performing in events where you ain't getting no money, but you know that people from Belmont are going to be there, so let's bless them with our presence being there and being in this space, which is so important.
Yeah, because the town, the Belmont Community Center, the Belmont Council, they book us every year to do there's a outreach in the community on Carnival. Someone doing Carnival, Carnival time. And we do a couple of pieces for that every year. For probably for free. But it's just to get us out there and let people know, hey, we are here.
Yeah.
We are here.
And if anybody's interested in becoming a part of Belmont Freetown in any way, you feel free to follow us on Instagram. And, you know, we...
What's the Instagram handle?
Belmont Freetown.
Belmont
Just
Freetown.
type us in and you'll see
I'll
this.
train out this idea again, right? Citygate is the largest
Transportation.
hub in the country. Citygate is the place where it have no other place in Trinidad that sees and receives the amount of people Citygate does on a daily basis.
Yes.
And look, people from the next part of the world come and start a business right away. I was having decided to do this thing. In Citygate, or you're walking Citygate
Where the
now.
bar used to be in the 90s.
Mystic Inn.
Mystic program.
Right. But some people from the next part of the world come and open up a thing that look like a burger.
Yeah.
Joint right here, right? I'm saying is, we should have, that's where you're coming down and you're going up. You have to pass there. Whether you're going from Maxi, or whether you're coming from Maxi, or whether you're coming through to go for bus, right? That should have been dedicated to performing arts in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
You're performing there for free. But you must have your cards and your flyers and things. The amount of people that passes through there every day, you're getting work from that.
I think that comes from a space of respect. To create spaces for performing art.
Yeah.
That comes from a place of we acknowledge that this is important.
Yeah.
We respect this thing and we respect the people who do it. They don't even want to pay equitably, Andre. You think they're going to make a performance space? They didn't even properly consult us for many of the performance spaces in Trinidad and Tobago, including the community centers that they say, here, look at that.
Take that.
It sounds like a toilet. We carry hearse drums there. Because it's too loud. The acoustics is horrible. They didn't ask us what we wanted. They say, here, look at thing. So when you are living within a structure that is designed to better get time, it's not going to work. PTSD cannot even tell you when the bus is coming. And you think you're going to put up a performance space?
You know,
They couldn't even get their shit together with the things for the maximum to swipe the card. The lady who doing food.
You only have to remember that, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Citygate lady who has cooked for all them maximum and them has been struggling. They haven't cleaned and maintained that space in years. The president of the Route 2 Maxi Association be complaining right through. The two buses in Trinidad that has worked the most consistent is the Shagaramas bus and the Dukes bus that's go. So that bus is not effective than Arima bus. Arima bus works 3 hours for the day. In the morning to come in town and in the evening time the 6 o'clock bus. Not Arima. No. Shagaramas runs every 30 minutes out of Citygate. And the Deluxe bus for every 40 to 45 minutes to go south. The South Deluxe coach. No other bus. In New York, when you could see on the app Whereas
Yeah.
the bus, if you have any work going on the train tracks, when the subways come in, the subway won't come. Please take a 2 instead of the A. Ting.
My sister warned me,
Not
she say you will run behind bus, eh?
Yeah.
You better be on time, eh?
Be on time. The bus is
Every
leaving.
single-
The bus is leaving and the load is leaving. You know, the highest traffic area is the east-west corridor. This is how common sense is work for me, right? Arima to town. You cannot send one bus at 6 o'clock. You need to send buses every half an hour for Arima because it's the highest traffic. You think you're gonna put a stage for where they can't work on the timing?
You know right now, right? You say something that's not there. I had a discussion with some friends. You know right now, I have people my age telling me that this system don't work against me. It's not about choice.
We choose them for the bus and come. We choose them for the CSR and have a stink attitude. Every time you go up to Thursday, the young lady who's in my plane tell me she catching nenen. She needed to get information from the CSR because the CSR like she vexed that my friend come for information. That is your job. You have to tell you your job. I tell you, I could go in my email right now. I have sent a proposal to PTSD 2 years ago to tell them that Tyler Productions could come into PTSD and retrain staff. They never take me on. I could pull up the proposal for you right now. There are ways to fix it. But who is making the choice? Not me as a user of the service. The people who are actively making the choice to not serve the public is the PTSD.
Right, just
because
like going out
if they wanted to make change, they
would
would.
have, yeah.
Just like going out to about the community center.
Yeah.
You're telling me that the system working for me, right? Nobody sit down and think and say, well, people are singing here, and people are playing music in here.
That you go into you
4 walls, they give 4 walls. What is that?
besides the stage.
Yeah.
And the fact that
When we have 15 people doing a dance,
when if it,
they could put
they put
55.
a wall in the middle of the stage
What?
and call it a wing. A wing. And the size of this, the land that we have, we should have 3 floors as opposed to 2. Right? We have no backstage in our community center. You know? We just have a corridor with a wheelchair ramp. And it's the same plot for every community center, just everybody gets a different size depending on how much land you have, right?
But
so it's a
the system not
rest
working against me
situation.
though. That is something good they gave it. Take that.
Yes, and then I have footage too in my Google Photos of a former minister saying, and we gave this to you, please don't mash it up. We gave this to you, please don't mash it up when it was being opened. I was there perform, I filmed it. You understand? So there's that we're constantly working against.
Right.
Which is why I have to say we have to mind we business. We have to know what we doing.
Yeah.
Because when we mark bus, and this is a children and we have here, how old is the smallest one? 4 something, so 4 or 5? When she's 18, I don't want you to be complaining about the same thing we complain about.
No.
This is why I work so hard. And this is why I tell all the parents of BFP, I am the radical auntie inside of here. I want all the children to help me burn it down.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if the children come home and they're talking about Trinidad and Tobago and loving the country and everything. Because that's where my head is at.
Yes.
And Chris, you will do the dancing and I will do the radicalizing.
So, Christine, based on...
This is
all right.
Katya.
Sorry. Katya. Based on the size of the stage, the limitations of no backstage and all that kind of thing, how all this work?
Well, we rehearsed it. We tried a show there once that was just coming out of COVID, and we realized that it couldn't work. It could not work. It couldn't hold the amount of people that we would have, because people wanted tickets, and we had to cut off because we couldn't hold more.
A nice
people.
building, it looks so nice on the outside, right?
Yeah.
Because I ain't going to do one, the sensibility of I ain't been in it, but it looks so nice on the outside.
It's gorgeous, and I would say, shouts to the community council who they try. It's always booked out though.
Yeah.
We are struggling to get a rehearsal.
Yeah.
Because it's people that use it, even people who are not from Belmont, they use our community center. So shouts to the community.
So,
But the plus is
they
that-
want to do all this show and thing, all this.
The plus is that it forced us to go outside. So
The search outside.
yeah, so now we are at Queen's Hall. So you have a little Belmont group, and that's a little cultural group. But we are at Queen's Hall. We have been at Queen's Hall for 3 years. This is our 3rd year going to Queen's Hall. Which is not an easy feat either because Queen's Hall fees are Queen's Hall.
Of course.
Yeah. Separate and apart from the court fees, but we won't go into that.
Yes.
You're a Scott.
Let me talk about poison now. Let me talk about poison.
Wait, what is poison exactly?
Yeah.
So poison is a play that I wrote last year when I was in a playwriting course with Eric Barry, who's an award-winning playwright. He went on with BBC a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Big up, Eric! And so I wrote this play, and as part of my dramaturging work, which means to flesh it out and pull it apart and put it back together, we did a reading, and now we're doing a dramatic staged reading of it. And so the plot of it is that these two characters, Chia and Dee, are planning a murder. And Andrew face. And through the entirety of the play, they work out, because it's one act, they realize that if they do this thing, it's going to affect them. It's going to affect their relationship. It's also going to affect their community. And so we explore that through the pages. Starring, a very good friend of mine, Tafar Lewis as a Chia, and Nikolai Salcedo in the role of Dee.
Tolman?
That's
yes.
Formerly
Russ.
Formerly, yeah.
He's a bullet.
He's a bullet now.
Yeah. So, and this, people were like, Wiz, you get Sal and Tafar and shoot together? They've been in the industry for a very long time in their individual careers. This is the first time they've ever performed on stage together.
Bah!
Yeah, I cast really
So
well.
this is...
I cast really well.
When is this?
This is June 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at ThinkArtworkTT, which is on Cipriani Blvd in Port of Spain. Tickets are $200, and people could get them by calling me 760-7687 388-3710. I'm taking cash, I'm taking bank transfers. Karen got his tickets
I
today.
got my tickets, man. I'm there on Sunday.
So yeah, it's been a really marvelous experience for me as a writer, but also as the director of the thing, to see Tafar and Nikolai make choices with the words that they find on the paper, which is a mind. Because in one sense, I'm the writer and I wrote the thing. But when I'm in rehearsal, I'm the director. So that's a different hat altogether.
Right.
So like, Wiz boy, I didn't see that when I wrote it. Oh damn, okay, vibes, vibes.
So I want to ask this based on that,
Yeah.
You are accustomed being on the other side of the camera, right?
Yeah, from time to time.
Would I you're strict when they hear them, they say, you're supposed to say, I'm going down so, and then say that, what would I like?
That's not my role as a director. My role as a director is to let actors make choices. And I think that has come from my many years of being an actor and working with different types of directors.
Right.
So my process is very different. It's like I've pulled from all these different spaces and I let Tafar and Nikolai make choices, and then I ask questions. All right, so why did you make that choice? And let's pull it apart and let's dissect it, and then make some more choices as director and actor together, because we're building the work as a team. It's a team of us, you know. And so I've learned that. I mean, this is not my first time in the directorial chair. I mean, I've directed my kids at BFT. I've did my first solo directorial thing would have been in 2019 when I did a show called Mansplain, which was an all-male cast, which was an experience in itself, telling man what to do, and it's interesting now because Tafar is like one of my best friends. We've worked together since she was 16 and I was 19. Now we're in our 30s. And we've not worked together as director and actor since 2011. And I've never worked with Nikolai in a directorial capacity. I've been his stage manager, I've been the girl in the office. And so it's the first time being his director. So that's another or newer dynamic, which has been so rewarding seeing the two of them work together. Oh my God! Every rehearsal I'm like, oh, I made a good choice. You know?
So I see Shannon Siri to the is literally a room of geniuses.
Yeah.
That's my stage manager, ladies and gentlemen. That's my stage manager. She's stage managing for me, which is very interesting too, because she knows, you know, she knows Tafar, she knows Tafar's work.
Right.
And then she knows Nikolai, she knows Nikolai's family and all that kind of thing. So for her to see us work is always like a vibe. And so I check in with her, I'm like, you good? She's like, and I have to say to her, you know, like, child, you have to be on it, because I call cues and things, don't get lost in the sauce, you know, because, you know, they could really suck you in and pull you in with the text.
Right.
And it really is a vibe to see them, like, shape the thing. And we spent about 2.5 weeks kind of working on what the play means, what the characters mean when they say certain things. And to see Sal and Taf just pull it and just be like, oh, this is what I got from this. This is how the character made me as the actor feel. You know, that was a vibe. And then what Sal thought and what Taf thought were two different things, but now that they've shared, they're like, oh, I can see your perspective and I can see yours, and ways I didn't think about it in this way. Oh, that's nice. That helps me add a layer to my character. And yeah, and it was, I think for me too, Jerry was like, I don't want to say I didn't think I wrote a good script.
Yeah.
I wrote a good script, but then to hear actors say, yeah, boy, Tyker Phillip, the script real good, right? And the script, and I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And then inside I'm like, yeah, so that's been a vibe.
So,
nice.
with that in mind, have you done full-fledged writing for Belmont Freetown, or is it something that you're going to?
It's in the works.
Yeah.
We're working on something right now for them. For next year, 2026, because Miss Christine say, I want to play. Yes, Miss Christine. Yes, Miss Christine.
Cast me.
And so last year I did peregrinages with my babies, and so they opened the show, introducing people to Belmont Freetown and introducing people to Belmont, the community.
Right.
And that was really well received, and they were so nervous. Oh my gosh, Auntie, we starting the show, yes. So get all your things in order, project properly, you're not going to be mic'd.
Yes.
Get it together.
Yeah.
I would like my choreography, please. Thank you very much. And so also doing that with them. And you know, during the year, sort of like trying to tighten things up. I've been writing for them for about 2 years, but I think the thing that I'm working on right now is the thing that, you know, Belmont Freetown hasn't done a full play in, I want to say, maybe 10 years.
Before I was there, so
yeah, it's about 10, maybe 12 years that they have not done a theatrical presentation. They've done dance with a little bit of theatre sprinkled in, but to say they've done a play, right? And Christina's like, yeah, 2026, I want to do a play. So right, and we will tell, all right, cool, no problem, Miss Christine. So that's in the works, both for the children as well as for the entire company. Because a lot of the adults have stretched their theatre muscles in a while. They've been dancing. Dancing. So now we need to learn some lines and you know.
Keep true to the name.
Cultural arts, not just dance and drumming.
You recorded it?
What's that?
You play?
My play?
Yeah.
Yes.
So after the ticket sell and thing, you're going to sell it, or is it?
It depends on the vibes. It depends on the vibes because it as I say, it's a reading.
Okay.
So when you come to the play, there's a part of it where Sal and Taf are still gonna have their scripts in hand.
Okay.
And then we, you know, it's gonna escalate into the dramatic part of the dramatic staged reading.
That's a real good question you asked there, because I really believe we don't have enough of them things like Belmont Freetown.
Yeah.
How much are the things that you would have done? Let me just say, for the time you involved, how much things
have been archived.
Have been not just archived, but like we gotta find a way to be able to sell everything. Like I said, I don't know. I just miss CDs and DVDs. Because that would have been the easiest way to do that.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, it's a digital world.
Yeah.
We could send you something via a file share. You know, but it had to be that stream. The other thing is, people like to see themselves on camera. Because with this thing I just do here, I just get a message from somebody. I post up a picture and hey, look again, a little play. And I get that all the time. People, and this is just me doing this thing on this scale. So imagine you actually on a stage and you could watch and go, hey, look me there, and then the camera pan and it have 100 people in the 100 people in the audience, and then it pan back to you, and I think that's really important for the children as well too. To be able to see.
I mean, I'll say this. I don't think our juniors and seniors have any problems with not seeing themselves because they see all over the place performing and all kind of things. And so they see pictures and they see video, and at some point they was on the news or something. So
I wait a little more
but what you're saying
strategic than that.
A little more widespread.
Right, so we have a proper person come, and of course I know they have monies attached to them, but even if we have 10 events for emancipation, one event, they choose out one accordingly, and that one event,
is the one we film.
We filming that, and find some kind of way to...
and then have it shown to the group.
Because I mean, they go in Canada. That's a whole other...
that's a whole other...
You understand? that I just think that we don't have enough, not just for this group, but culturally, overall, we've had some great cultural groups in this place. And
there's only memories. People only have memories.
You hear people talk about it, and I'm like, ooh, that's something like that was the shit, boy. You know? I mean, in 20, 25 years, we phone taping in 8K. A gimbal selfie, maybe stand up and you tape. Alright, so this performance is 6 minutes, I tape in 3 minutes outside. And we have a gimbal, so my hand in. Right? If somebody passing the crowd and bounce, right? See that? And then we, no big set ahead, you know. We cut the start and cut the end, so with a little thing, Belmont, a little thing, 3 minutes, YouTube.
I mean, Marcia, big up Marcia. Marcia is really, she's Miss Christine's daughter. And she's really keep the social media pumping. She is. She's
I show you on Instagram and see it.
Of the making.
And there's a YouTube channel as well.
But I definitely understand where you're coming from, Andre, in terms of making sure that we have,
No, I am not.
Follow us. But definitely we have things, and I know we have things in storage that we've not posted up yet and stuff, because there's you yourself.
Yeah, we need that. We actually need that because I little bias. I'm trying hard not to force my daughter into the cultural thing, but because I only get her over it as an adult. And I would like she to be in it. And I just going to do
a gentle nudge.
Right? And she go in and say, well, I tell her shit, man. I tell her she be like shit, man. So she come on my evening. This is Monday. Daddy, I want to join drumming. Oh, sure. Tuesday evening. She don't want to do drumming. Wednesday evening. Nah. Serious action. Yes, Daddy, I think. And she just do she first Best Village last week. And she go, no idea. So she the yard and again, Daddy, I know us. I say, Gail, everybody you see here knows us. They just, making it look good. And she went on and I watch when she apprehension for the first minute and a half, and then when they realize, I say everything everybody else say, hey, I be like,
Freetown.
I take that freedom. It's like, that's a good boy.
And that was with the jumbie, That's how people just go back and play piano, is a jumbie. Culture is a jumbie. Once you hear that, the roar, the crowd, or the lights, it's encompassing.
Yes, so that's what I realized that's why I really hope that they make it to the next
round.
I really open for that because I wanted to feel what it is to actually leave. I mean, you're coming out Max, you're pouring a cost. and you need a costume. So I wanted to feel it like she no Queen Soul from doing the fashion show with me. I wanted to feel it like to do something for herself.
Yeah.
Leaving, and that's why I say when the community is doing this, people in and of the community giving time so freely, the lady who is running it and like you as the MP or the council and you don't want to jump on that boy like I want to jump on that like where's I tell them light him on no, because we live in such a way they don't even feel the need to light us by getting involved in the things that the community doing.
I think there's been like some sort of support in the past of like Tuesday.
You have to know like
something like that.
Yes. I will always say it's never enough.
Yeah.
We talking with sports and it's the same for culture. If we have a vibrant community-based sporting program in Trinidad and Tobago and a vibrant community-based cultural program in Trinidad and Tobago to add to not everybody want to sit down in our class. Some people frustrating some of these children and them with our 6 hours in school thing, right? Them looking forward. I mean, I talk to people in here and them escape was going dance practice in the evening.
When I kick about, but what as they say that about getting involved, what we really need at Belmont Freetown is our own rehearsal space.
So we say that no, look at the camera and say that's a very important thing.
We need our own because we back and forth between the school and then the community center and so it's costume years of archives. And I said, see that in the costumes? Don't upset you with your costume, No, seriously, because she has had costumes that her daughter would have danced in when she was little. That my daughter dancing in now.
Wow.
So she keeps her costume pristine. And
keeps adding.
And still adding to it.
Every year it's about 6 new costumes. Christine
every year she starts making more costumes. And then she gets her dance again and
she go, I think I want to act.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she pull out a paper and she starts drawing.
That's the same job being out talking about.
One of our biggest accomplishments that McCarthy came out of Belmont Freetown. Began at Belmont Freetown.
Right.
And we support him, we right there with him. Higher power. That was all Belmont Freetown dancers and drummers. We supported him in his concert, Master Experience, our dancers again. And we spoke about partnership. That's one of our main partnerships there. He came out of us and he gives back to us all the time. Every year he's in our show, Cultural Exposure. He never doesn't forget where he came from. When he won Young Kings, we perform. So I mean, something like that. If we could drive it to Belmont and just see a sign, Belmont Cultural Arts and Folk Performing Company. And we have our own space, we have our costume room, we have our rehearsal space. And
or they have any spaces in Belmont in Belmont?
I don't know what issue would have anything that is available.
So that the next thing we start to look for spaces and send the letters to the ministry, the culture, community development, or right? And we don't use email boss. You understand? We have to take out always and
I mean, we have another email boss herself, Miss Janine, good evening.
But we need to do that because you're not the only organization we hear in this from that we need our own space. Like, it's fine to build and do whatever, and then sometimes building empty. This is not going to be empty. Because look, right now we flip-flopping between places to do stuff now.
And everything's so the Chia drums in one room and then costumes in the next room.
That's love. They have no other way to describe that than love. And I'll be real, as got kind of agitated kind of way that is 2025 and we still having that part of the discussion. Like, we can't count on the community center to house everybody because you will have some communities that have
More than
4 or
one.
5 of these
Yeah.
groups on them, which is great,
It's
Yeah.
excellent.
right? Even if we 3-story building and say the first floor is yours, first floor is the performance space.
Right. And then the next 2 floors is storage.
One is yours,
Yeah.
one is yours.
Yeah.
And something I ain't saying to go work at, I say to suggest trade or something like that.
Yeah.
You
But
can't
every-
say
and
that
every
we
year-
say that.
And every year, we sit down and listen to the budget. Ministry of Culture, they get money. Ministry of Sport, they get money.
And these things is hardly ever trickle down. I was
And they
telling them,
complaining about the crime.
we
These
big
two
enough.
things. These
So-
2 things.
But I think it's 4. It's
Go ahead.
4 things.
Go ahead.
It's culture and the performing arts. It's sports and it's hospitality.
Yes.
Those are the 4 things that are going to save Trinidad.
because we seem
Yes.
to forget that we are.
We're an island.
Yes.
We are an island.
After we island is a diamond called
So
Jamaica.
that hospitality and service is all of tourism. So that's tours, that's doing, nature,
Yes.
And that's also part of like the shops on the side of the road and things like that also fall into that bracket as well too, which encourages entrepreneurship. So does agriculture. Because when you have a piece of land and you plant it, that then fuels right back into tourism. That also fuels back into sport because people have to eat properly.
Yes.
Better if we have our food at home than we importing things.
Oh, you gonna do that when every
That
month is a
also
new
goes-
franchise come in?
That also goes into theatre, cultural and performing arts because now we have to feed people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
People eat.
Eating, yeah.
And tourism is all of those things because now we're inviting people to perform in Trinidad, to collaborate with us, to go and to tour different parts of the world. So those are the 4 things that will inherently just feed back into each other and also expand into the GDP of Trinidad and Tobago and give people opportunities and which then takes a strain off of your education bill, your health bill, your national security, homeland
Your
security.
food.
Right, all of these things so that you save yourself.
Yeah.
But we don't want to do that. We want to.
So let me go back to that.
borrowing
Let me
and
go back
bringing
to-
in all this international garbage.
Yeah.
Look at you now say that, right? Again, so I'm talking this to add to the conversation that's happening this week when I was being told that we don't have a system that is working against us. It's choice. Where's the choice for the children to get involved in those things in every community and have a safe space
To do such.
to be a part of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the choice for when you as a parent see that my child not academically inclined, but I remember Tyker had this school teaching, dancing, drumming, and 2 days of the week the outside teaching them how to plant, garden and thing. And I see he did be digging up any dirt or anything and where's those choices?
Yeah.
Today, if you say that the system is there, it's all about your choice, and we need to wake up with
I mean,
that boy.
it's multiple things too, because we talking about PTFC and all that before. If I leave rehearsal at 8 o'clock, we have one of our dancers, she lives Mova with her mom, right? If her mom doesn't have a car, she has to go into Port Spain to try to get
Not taxi.
transport to go
Belmont.
home, well, to go Mova, right? So to leave Belmont, to go into
Spain,
town,
and then to,
Spain,
yeah,
go
depending on the
to-
time and
if
finish.
there's not a reliable public transport,
They will just
we
go.
have a dancer coming from Point Fortin some days.
Oh.
Yeah. So she's originally from Barataria, Mova. If she's not going on the Lady Young, then she's going Point Fortin. So she don't have a drop, she don't have a ride, she has to travel down to
That's
something
crazy.
she finished after working whole day. We have, so if you're not driving, you finish work whole day, your child have practice, if we have reliable
That is love.
public
It can't be no
transport,
other way but
you don't have
love.
to worry about that kind
Yeah,
of thing.
agree,
There's a certain
agree.
level of safety.
Safety, yeah.
There's a certain level of why we have spots that not lit properly.
Mm-hmm.
There was a night I was coming around the Savannah to go to rehearsal on the Belmont circle that they had the top of rehearsal in the school. There's no light on the corner of the Queensback East and Belmont Circular. No light.
Mm-hmm.
None. People speeding around that Savannah going fast.
Mm-hmm.
Going.
We know the go, yeah.
Chia and Tech is out there. There's no police presence. Where's the police station? Right there.
Literally.
Yeah.
They didn't even know that Chia and Tech was right to the corner there and that there was no light. and that I am walking to rehearsal, and a car could swing and smash me into that old what's called this ice cream shop on the corner there and have that soft drink ad for a million years. So y'all are right there. I don't even know if they know we is rehearsing in school twice or 3 times a week.
System.
So and them men who work in that area not even from Belmont. Because the attitude is people who work in the community should be from the community in case they're involved in nefarious activity, so that they will. These men and women don't know these streets, the hills, the valleys, the insides, the outside. They don't walk the community. They don't do community policing. So when I go in the community, in the police station, and I say, good evening, so and so is going on out there, everybody watching me like, so you want me to do? And what happened? Yeah, what happened? But there's something happened to me on the corner there. The first question people will ask, so why is she walking there in the night?
Yeah. Victim blaming. Victim
I
blaming.
want to turn back to my show and ask me why I walk in here in the night.
Again, things that is out of our control for choice, right?
Yeah.
No lights.
No security.
No proper signage for the TNT people and them doing the work. No reliable transport. Right? But I wanted to say something before we go.
But you know, we didn't choose.
I want to pick up, see Belmont, when I just come out of school, some of my real good friends from Belmont. I still lie in Belmont plenty. Like I talk about something. I go Belmont Friday evening and we go until Sunday evening. Right? I wanted to live Belmont. This is in the 90s. This is the late 90s. 96 to around 2001. The vibe that it had in my community, you are like, so now we're able to, articulate that better now. You didn't really totally understand it. You know what I mean?
You just felt a certain level of attraction.
I used to sell ice cream on the corner of the Valley Road at the bakery. Right? I could leave my ice cream cart, which I did a few times.
I know you're doing.
I'm not mad. I used to walk from one part of Belmont to the next, cutting through track and all kind of things, and pay me to go to it. But there was a vibe, and I real wonder, it's something that stumped me. What do we do to bring back? So the times can change. So I don't like the term bring back, but to get back some of them vibes.
So reignite
the atmosphere.
That community was beautiful, boy. And I say that coming from a community that had that same kind of vibe. I born and grew up in Sawa. Like we said, from think I just remember as a little full shit and bad I born. You understand? We all I say we used to know that over the line. So when I was living on that side, everything is over the line, the train line, the bus route now. Right? But the vibe that I had in the community, I was real wonder. And I think that what they're doing collectively goes a long way to helping that, because they are babies. So when them grow up in a certain type of culture, and then you have people like Michael Teja to look at as this is who come out
examples,
right? And then them go in Canada just now. I mean, these things to inspire them now. Why these things are not, again we go back to who we start off. Why they are not funded more for what they could do. Or what they possibly meet them halfway. What they also I wish all the best. For both the cultural club and for you in your endeavors.
I try nothing. I was telling somebody the other day, and I did say to Marlon Hopkins on Tuesday, I could have a barbecue, but I don't cook. You know?
Oh, his mom's.
She good, Roxy. I'm she watching.
She is.
So I could have done that, but what I chose to do, because it's a choice, is to showcase my work and to say this is a thing that I've done here. This is for people who are already in my community, as in where I find myself working and being a part of, but also to prospective audiences. Because I know there are people, people who watch the show as well now who could say that they've never been to anything that Tyker's done. You know, and I must say that the support so far has been really amazing. I mean, I rehearsed out a Stenic 22 hour space in Laventry there.
Yeah.
You know, having Shannon as part of my team, my very good friend Rena Christian, who's been like an associate producer, booking media stuff, you know, sending out things to sponsors who've been, you know, very hesitant. And so I've decided, no, let me just talk to people who I know and ask them for assistance moving forward and that kind of thing. So, I mean, I'm not going to brag and say that the show is great, but it's my thing. The show is great.
Pat yourself on the back, but
you understand? You're going to get a nice evening out.
Yeah.
It's an evening of, you know, some good theatre. You may or may not laugh when you come to the show. It is kind of, you know, it's a very intimate space. You know, tickets are limited.
Yeah.
So get yours before they're all gone. And I'm not saying that because, you know, I want to buy tickets. It really is a small space. Right? It's 8 people max.
Yeah.
I want something your mother say here.
What's she saying?
Auntie Vanessa is Roxy mommy? Roxy's sister?
Yes, that's her
Okay,
twin.
right. So she up there. She knew she
said film production must also be featured, and I agree that totally because every child have a phone now. I see some videos that children make as 10 and 12-year-olds where they do the no makes a pilot, you know. And it's like a 2-minute or 3-minute movie.
Yeah.
So film production,
must.
definitely.
And really, it's really about fostering young people in these spaces as well too, because we're gonna leave it.
Yeah. And
leave them with something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, the next topic is starting in Trinidad and Tobago. These set of old bastards and them holding on to certain things like
to just hold on to it forever. For what reason? For what purpose? And that's why doing the work is, you know, it's part of my legacy. It's just like, do the work. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Daddy work they send you for. Just do it and keep my head down and just get it done. Get it done. So yeah, Poison is the 6th, 7th and 8th of June. I think artwork. The 6th and 7th, 7:30 p.m. and then the Sunday show on the 8th is 6:30 p.m. Yeah. So we have a nice little vibes. Tickets cost $200. 760-7687 388-3710. Trying to limit how much cash I get at the door, so try all of us to get tickets before Mountain is coming up. So pass time with 200.
How they could follow
me?
You on Instagram,
social media, Pioneer Productions, PIONERO Productions.
Right.
Instagram, YouTube,
And just repeat for the
Belmont Freetown Cultural Arts and Folk Performing Company. We are on Instagram and YouTube. So follow us. You can get updates for our upcoming show, September 27th. Cultural Explosion 5.
Yeah. How do you join Belmont Freetown?
Message.
Box the page. DM the page, Johnny. DM the page.
Yeah.
You have to be from Belmont, though?
No.
Right.
But I'm telling you this, once you're with us, you feel like you're from Belmont.
And the next thing, too, it's time to bring back community. Bigging up your community, but not out of badness.
Yeah.
You understand? I must be free to big up. I'm from Barataria. I'm not one now. There's somebody here who don't like Barataria. You know?
Yeah.
Community games, community challenges. So
bring them back.
thanks for passing through.
So it's a joy to spend time with you all.
Yeah, man.
We can talk for 3 hours and
No, but we do something close to that already.
Yeah. With the Germans. It's a run and go.
Not just that, now, like, I don't know why, like, I can't make it 2 hours again.
You just don't want to say it.
I can't make it 2 hours
but when the conversation going nice.
You can't fight that. But I also have it in mind that when we sit down with Tyker, we can go. And I mean, this conversation is so multifaceted, especially when you meet people that giving up time and giving up the talents. I always have an appreciation for people who give up their talents after coming up under scholars like Dr. John Henry Clark and Joseph Benyakan, because they could have used their massive intellect to become wealthy, but they used it to push African history over the world, all over the world studying. I mean, Dr. Clark gave the story about he being lost in Senegal and running out of money. Just to find Sheikh Anta Diop. Who is this man? He's the man that used white people's science to prove that the original Egyptians was black. He know that the man from Senegal got to a French, and no make such a contact in the country, but leave America and go in Senegal. And what has happened? The community take him. See about him, look for the man, give him a place to stay, find him man. And that's how we in the Western world found out about the works of Sheikh Anta Diop. That is from somebody using their intellect to help everybody else. So you use, that's the same thing you're doing here.
Yeah.
You tell the people, you want no money, the time thing, I can't get over that boy because I tell everybody with one. I be like, because as I get older, I really appreciate my evenings, the ability to go home and sit for the day. You know, I no longer buy into, you have to be busy for 10 hours. You're up for 12 hours, you have to be busy for 10 hours. Right? And what I realize is more and more because of the age of the child and the things that I might want her to do. Yeah, it have times you want to sacrifice.
Yeah.
And you do now the whole second you need the home dropper.
No, but I hear with you on that because I too am a single parent. I was only one.
Yeah.
But I support her. Like, this is what you're going with? We're going.
Just show me. Show me a little thing. Show me you want to do it.
Yeah,
And I'll wait here.
We're going.
I'll wait here.
We're riding till the wheels fall.
And I don't tell you, Shirley. I say so long, wherever it is, so long as parents can come,
I'm
no
there.
one of your parents go be there.
Yeah.
You understand? So at the last minute, they say parents can come. Come on, man. You know, so to know that, you know, you give it the time and the intellect and things, them is big things for me. And Karen, I really believe in clapping for we people here because we'll watch TV.
I mean,
Most of us might never even be in the same road with Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
But we see him do something, he donates something. We're, oh my God, he's so good and right, and he would never put them two hands together one time for them.
Yeah.
So much so that we've had people here, or I've met people in Widers do, and picking them up, and you can see by me telling them, Tyker, I really like what you do, boy. Tyker, you real bad boy. And you see them like, like all of a sudden the jersey scratching because they're not accustomed to people
Giving them
that boy.
Yeah.
I make it my duty to do that. Because you know how to do that.
Yeah. Facts.
You could run away from that community
Facts.
and one do. You understand? So, you know, big up for that. All the best and all the blessed. Looking forward to seeing more. Right? Even from I'm looking forward to we living long enough to see yeah, they want to take a train there. Take a train them there.
Oh, that's maybe.
No, you wanna. I was gonna pass it straight when the eye jumped out. I was gonna pass it straight. Right? But that's what I mean.
I trained that
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Love the caveats. Yeah.
Right? That's what I mean now, you know.
Great. So thankful for clarity.
You know,
Yeah.
But that's it now. I really appreciate about them things because I tell people, you know what we don't take into consideration? We lock with doors every time you're driving. We lock with doors to pass through certain parts of town and then come out and go on. Not realizing that we are all aware of the place. Even if you're not living in a place that you feel bad, some way, form, or fashion, your life is being impacted by that.
You read my play hour? You read the script?
Yes, copy it.
Yeah, understand? And I tell them, I say, just for 1 second, I'll even know that just for 1 second, imagine that the community, the 3 or 4 communities that leads from Mova Junction to Port of Spain, that we just blame for the majority of crime in the country. You imagine if we clean up them communities and then what would happen to Port of Spain? You know much more money could be flowing in this place if people feel safe and comfortable, and crime is not the reason why you're not coming. Everything you're doing sell out.
Yeah.
No somebody can find a space in Belmont.
Yeah.
Because people come in.
Yeah.
I remember we were doing planning a school reunion, a class reunion, and my partner links to the community center, so we could organize it, and people tell me outright they're not coming.
Why? Because of how it is?
Yeah. But nobody, if you don't want to do your ground in Savannah,
Yeah.
and they come there, you know, but still. So let's say just for a second, let's imagine and do your part. Even if it means just making sure that your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew, your brother or sister stay away from that part. Because then anytime these communities clean, this whole country benefits. Because we are real talent being lost to the crime. We have real talent being lost to the We have real talent being underdeveloped because this one can't pass through, so to come to the rehearsal or the training and thing.
5 minutes away.
You know,
You have to make a 30 minutes.
right?
Yep.
Right. So we again, it is affecting a lot of things now.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing, and all the people behind it.
We get thanks.
You know, you have a lot of people who don't want, they will never see them on
Doing
this
the
camera.
shine up.
They
Yay.
don't know about that at all. So we give thanks to all of them.
Don't be in front.
Don't be in front of
You understand?
Give us some pins. Cut that.
Yeah.
For everybody, you know, the people know all they can do is send 2 cases of water.
We taking that.
Love still. Yeah.
Water. If you could sew, we want seamstresses to help with all them frill dresses.
all the people in Belmont and in Virals message the page and see what they can offer to the community group, man.
Please.
Because you might have money, but you have
talent.
You have a talent.
Yes.
You have a sewing
Energy.
machine home. Yeah, man. Yeah, you can come and glue, and because you have very particular with your glue, you should show you
Iron.
to iron.
Oh.
We need
Go
ironers.
for iron.
Come on, iron something.
Yeah, so you know. Let me get that going. That's on a serious note, you know. Message the page and see what you can offer to the group now. So more love, all you. Thanks for coming out.
Yes, ladies.
Plenty love, plenty
Love
love.
from the Black to Black family.
plenty love.
Forward to seeing you all in June.
I'll be there.
Ask Caribbean tickets.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Chef Miguel, you hear that? You took for la Belmont talking about.
Yeah.
To the show.
Come and cook for them too. Come down and cook. Bring some doubles.
Yeah.
Some doubles. Yeah, all of that. All of that. Doubles, ribs, all kind of thing. He's a big chef.
You
He's
can
a
come
big
and
chef.
bring a double stick in the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yes. Come in, Miguel.
Yeah.
Ah.
Come
Call
in.
out the number for Miguel again.
760-767-388-3710.
Yeah, brother. Link it.
Right. So, more life and good health. Always remember, love and support is action
Action
words.
words.
You can't talk love, you can't talk support.
Oh, no.
Right? Be safe out there. See the rains and them start to fall.
Yeah.
That kind of caca driving that we is like we seen on the road. Yeah, we can't tolerate that kind of shippiness at all, but you know, we gotta be here for a long time. Yeah? So more life into them, my brother.
You outside all the way.
Black to Black with Kieran and Orisha Lachey.